what he thinks of as his living body is but an electrically motivated machine which simulates life through motion extended to it from its centering self-soul, which alone lives and wills the body to move. What he calls his subjective mind is his consciousness, his spiritual storehouse of all knowledge, all power, and all presence. That consciousness is his self, his eternal self, through which his omnipotence and omnipresence and omnipotence are expressed, as he slowly becomes aware of their presence within him. The electrically oscillating nerve wires, which operate his bodily mechanism, act almost entirely through automatic reflexes and instinctive control, and to a very little extent through mental decisions. Each cell and organ of his body has an electrical awareness of its purpose, and each fulfills that purpose without any mental action whatsoever upon the part of the intelligence which occupies that body. The heartbeat, for example, is purely automatic. The white corpuscles of the blood rush to repair an injury to the body as automatically as a bell rings when a button is pushed. In his body and its electric recording brain, man thinks that he thinks and lives, loves and dies. He thinks himself conscious while awake and unconscious when sleeping, unaware that in all nature there is no such condition as unconsciousness when sensation ceases in sleep. Man does not say that his tooth is unconscious when it is put to sleep by short-circuiting the electric current to the nerve wire, which gives sensed electrical awareness to his tooth. He knows that his tooth cannot be conscious, but then he does not know that his body cannot be conscious. Nor does he yet know that consciousness never sleeps, never changes, for consciousness in man is his immortality. It is the light which he is unknowingly seeking, but assumes that the sensations of his brain is his thinking. Man is still new. He is barely out of the dark of his jungle. For the 1,000,000 or more years of his unfolding, he has relied upon sensation for his actions and the evidence of his senses for his knowing. He has been aware of the spirit in him only a few thousand of years. In this beginning of his new awareness, he is confused, knowing not which is mind in him, which is consciousness in him, and which is sensation. He has not yet learned that bodies are but self-created mechanisms which manifest their centering self, and that self manifests God as one with it. Likewise, he has not yet learned that bodies neither live nor die, but repeat themselves continuously and forever, as all ideal of mind likewise repeats itself. The wheel, for example, is a mechanism consisting of a hub, spokes, and a rim. A little part of the wheel touches the ground, feels it, then leaves it to disappear from reach of the sensations which connect rim, spokes, and ground. But then it reappears. When that happens to man, we say he was born, lived, and died. When it happens to the apple, the flame, or the tree, we say the apple was eaten, the flame has gone out, and the tree has decayed. We say that because only a small part of the cycle of any idea comes within the range of our senses. The larger part of the cycle is beyond our range of perception, just as the larger part of the wheel is beyond the sense perception of the ground. We do not yet know that the invisible part of the cycles of all idea is as continuous as the wheel is continuous. The cycle of the apple is light reaching from the sun and earth to that positive half of the apple cycle which we hold in our hand. The negative half of the cycle is light returning to the sun and earth for repetition as another manifestation of the eternal ideal of the apple. The same is true of the flame, the tree, or any other part of the one whole ideal of creation. The flame goes out to our sensing, but it still is. Likewise the tree, the forest, mountain, planet, and nebula of the far heavens appear, disappear, and as surely reappear. Likewise man appears to disappear and reappear again and again in countless cycles to express eternal life of the spirit in eternal repetitions of that part of the man cycle which the body of man can sense. Man never dies. He is as continuous as eternity is continuous. Jesus rightly said that man shall not see death, for there is no death to see or to know. Likewise, the body of man does not live, and having never lived, it cannot die. The spirit alone lives. The body but manifests the spirit. That which we think of as life in the spirit of man manifests itself by willing the body to act. Actions thus made by the body under the command of its centering soul have no motivated power or intelligence in themselves. They are but machines motivated by an omnipotent and omnipotent intelligence extended to them. These things we do not yet know, for man is in his infancy. He is but beginning to know the light. Be ye forever transformed. Man is forever seeking the light to guide him on that long, tortuous road which leads from his body's jungle to the mountaintop of his awakening soul. Man is forever finding that light and is being forever transformed as he finds it. And as he finds it, he gradually finds the self of him which is the light. And as he becomes more and more transformed by the God light of the awakening self within him, he leaves the jungle further below him in the dark. There are those who seek the light, who are discouraged because they seemingly cannot find it, wholly unaware that they have forever been finding it. Unknowing ones expect to find it all at once in some blinding flash of all power, all knowledge, and all presence. It does not come that way until one is nearing his mountaintop. Man cannot bear much of the light at a time while his body is still new and too near its jungle. All who are well out of the jungle have already found enough of the light to illumine their way out of its dark depths. He who is far out of the jungle and still seeks the light of the high heavens is forever finding it and is forever being transformed as he finds it. One cannot for one moment remove his seeking eyes from his high heaven, for ever so slight a glimpse below into the dark brings him back to the fears of the dark which tempt him to plunge back into them. Look ye therefore forever upward into the high heavens of inspiration, for glory awaits the fearless, all-knowing seekers of beauty in the purity of the universal light. To him whose eyes are in the high heavens, the light will forever come, and he will be forever transformed as he finds it. The dark road from his jungle to his mountaintop of glory becomes even more illumined during the ascent from body to spirit. It is a hard but glorious road to climb. All must make the climb.